today I'm going to be doing an updated setup tour for you guys since I did change a lot of things since my last tour. Also, I decided to talk in this tour instead of writing subtitles like I usually do, just so I can explain everything in more depth and also so you guys can pay attention more to the video and you won't have to read subtitles since I know it can be distracting from the video. So yeah, let's get started. So before I show you guys everything, I just want to talk about my desk first since I have gotten a lot of questions on my desk. So my desk is a 78-inch linnmon tabletop from IKEA and it's sitting on 3 adils tabletop legs and this Alex drawer. And unfortunately, IKEA has discontinued this tabletop, but they came out with a new one called Lag Captain, I believe that's called. And it's just like this one. I bought that tabletop for my little brothers in the same size and everything. And it's pretty much the exact same thing. So I'll link it down below if you guys are interested in that. So the first thing I'm going to be showing you guys is my Alex drawers. So I purchased this the other day, so it's still fairly empty since I didn't fill it all up yet. But in the first drawer, I just have this notebook which I write all my daily affirmations in, and I have these 2 controllers to control the LEDs in my room. So this is for the ones on my ceilings and this is the one behind my desk. And then I have this clear binder which is from AliExpress, and it came with these 4 folders which I'm gonna fill up with Polaroids later on once I take some. And that's pretty much it for this drawer. There's not much in here. So in the second drawer, this is like my snack drawer. I need to fill it up some more, but in these acrylic trays, which is from Ditoo, I just have some of my favorite Mexican candy and whatnot. And then over here I have some Pocky sticks, and then back here I have some Annie's gummies. These are the best gummy snacks ever. And I have a box of matcha Hello Pandas, and that's pretty much it for this drawer. Now moving on to the third drawer, I just have some chips. This is just for my boyfriend whenever he comes over since he likes to snack on chips. In the last drawer, it's a bit of a mess, so please excuse that. But I just have a lot of things mainly for my setup. So I have tape for my cable managing, and then I have this bag with Velcro straps and zip ties which came with my case, and this is for cable managing also. I have my headset splitter, some spare keycaps, and I also have my keycaps that came with my keyboard. And then over here I have a screwdriver since I'm always building something, and then I have this X-Acto knife, I believe that's called. I use this to open my packages, and some scissors, and yeah. And back here I have some zip ties for cable managing, and then I have some extra braided cable extensions for my PC. I wanted to put this in my PC, but I still can't get my 24-pin connector cable out, so this is just gonna sit in here until I'm finally able to pull that out. And then I just have some boxes that I kept just because I thought they looked cool. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for all my drawers. Now we're gonna move on to my PC. So my case is the Corsair iQ 4000X RGB case. They also have this case in a black color, and if any of you are curious, this case does come with these 3 front fans, and the only fan I had to buy was the exhaust fan, which is just a Corsair iQ SP120. So here's what my PC looks like. A lot has changed in it since my last tour. I pretty much built a whole new PC since then, so I'll just tell you guys the main parts of my PC, and I'll link my PC part picker list for the rest of the parts if you guys are interested. So my motherboard is the Asus X570 Plus, and it came with Wi-Fi. And my CPU cooler is the Corsair iQ H100i Elite Capellix AIO cooler. I really like this cooler because the fans match with the rest of my fans since they're IQ, and I love the front plate. It just looks so nice and so clean in my PC. And my CPU is the Ryzen 7 3700X. Next, I have my RAM sticks, which are the Corsair Vengeance, and they're 16 gigabytes in total. And please ignore that black 24-pin cable. I am trying so hard to get that out, but it's so stuck in there, so just please ignore it. I know it kind of throws off my PC, but it's okay because most of the time this Funko Pop right here covers it. And speaking of my Funko Pop, I've actually gotten a lot of questions on it, and this is just the Hello Kitty and Friends x My Hero Academia collab. It's the My Melody one, and I purchased this from Hot Topic a couple months ago, but I'm sure you can find this online. Now moving on to my graphics card, I have an RTX 3060, and I love this graphics card so much. It's such a beautiful graphics card, and it runs everything so smoothly, and I'm so happy I went with this graphics card. And it's really cool because the RGB on it like match the rest of the RGB in my PC, and I love how the MSI logo is like glowing. I just think this looks so cool. So yeah, moving on to these white cables I have here. These are from Amazon. I'll link everything down below if any of you guys are curious. I would highly recommend these cables if you're looking for a good quality braided cable that isn't too expensive. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my PC. If you guys have any other questions on my PC, please let me know in the comments down below and I'll answer all your questions. Before I show you guys my peripherals, I just wanted to show you guys my cable management real quick. Since my last setup tour, my cable management was the worst, and a lot of you guys commented on it, and I took those comments and I listened to you guys and worked really hard on my cable management. So you cannot see any cables now except for my coiled cable, and I just want to say thank you guys for giving me advice on cable managing and all that, because it definitely did make my setup look so much better. So yeah, I've cleaned up all the cables over here. I'll show you guys what my cables look like back here. I have them all zip tied together, and then the cable management under my desk. It could be better, but I am happy with how it is, so it's okay. It's fine by me. As long as you can't see it from up here, that's all that matters to me. So yeah, now let's get into my peripherals. Alright, so moving on over here, I have a little charging dock for my mouse, and my mouse is the Razer Viper Ultimate mouse. It's wireless, which is what I love about it, and it's super lightweight and smooth. I was looking for a really nice quality mouse that's wireless because I didn't want to deal with the cables, and I'm so happy I went with this one because it honestly is such a great mouse and it's so worth the price. So if you're looking for a good quality pink mouse, I would highly recommend this Razer one. And then next to it, I have my Razer headset stand in pink, and then on the stand I just have my headset, which are the Razer Krakens in quartz pink. The sound quality on this headset is actually very good, and a lot of my friends have told me my mic quality is actually pretty good, so I would highly recommend this headset if you're looking for a good quality pink headset. So yeah, that's it for that. Now moving on to my mouse pad, I have the Razer Goliathus mouse pad. It's this light gray color, which I think looks so nice because it kind of gives a nice contrast to the white, and it kind of makes my keyboard and mouse pop out more since it's gray. And I love the RGB around it because you can sync the RGB colors to the rest of your Razer products. I would highly recommend this mouse if you're looking for a good quality and a large mouse pad. So moving on to my keyboard, I have the Womier K87. This is from Banggood, and my switches are the Gatron brown switches. I know a lot of people don't like these switches, but personally I really like them, and I'm actually planning to change my switches soon. I really want banana splits or alpacas or creams, so once I get my hands on that, I'm definitely gonna change out my switches, and I'm really excited because I've never done that before. Also, my keycaps are from Amazon. I really like them because they're like flat on top and they just feel really smooth and nice to type on, and I love the RGB on this keyboard. I'll show you guys some like different settings in case you're curious. I like to keep it on this setting. So moving on to my coiled keyboard cable. This is from Alpaca Cables on Etsy. It's like this pretty pastel pink and green color, and this is such amazing quality, and I would highly recommend purchasing a coiled cable from them. So moving on over here, we have my divoom ditoo speaker in the light blue color. This speaker is actually really loud and the sound quality is way better than I expected it to be. I didn't expect it to be that loud since it is a small speaker, but I promise you this thing is louder than it looks. And I love how you can display like pixel art on it through the app. It just looks really cute, so I just keep it right here in front of my keyboard and stuff. Now moving on to my monitors. Before I tell you guys what monitors I have, I just wanted to talk about my wallpaper real quick since I've gotten so many questions on my wallpaper. So this wallpaper is from Wallpaper Engine on Steam. I'll leave a link to the wallpaper in the description box below since the title of it is in Japanese, so I don't know how to say the title. But yeah, I love this wallpaper and a lot of you do also, so I'll be sure to link it down below. So moving on to my monitors, my main monitor is a 27-inch MSI Optics G271. This is from Costco. A lot of reviews on this monitor on Costco have said that they receive their monitors with dead pixels, so a lot of you guys were asking me if I have any issues with this monitor, and my boyfriend, his friend, and his brother actually have the same monitor, and none of us received dead pixels with our monitors, nor did we have any issues with it, so I wouldn't be too worried if you're interested in this monitor. So yeah, I'd highly recommend this monitor if you're looking for a really good 27-inch monitor. Now moving on to my second monitor, this is also from Costco and it's the Acer K243Y and it's 24 inches, and I just use this to read my messages on Discord while I'm playing games, and it's actually pretty good quality and I'd highly recommend it if you're looking for just a simple second monitor for your setup. Now moving on to my monitor mount, it's just this silver mount from Amazon. I actually really like this monitor mount. It was super easy to install and it was super easy to slide my monitors on, and it's super smooth to move your monitors around on it, so yeah, I'd highly recommend it. Now moving on to the left side of my desk, I have this LED clock. It keeps changing to different times and also to the temperature outside. I don't know how to fix it because it started doing that randomly, but this clock is from AliExpress. So moving on to this little thing over here that I made from clay. I don't really know how to explain what this is. I just randomly made it one day. I'm not sure. It was like really on a whim. I didn't really have an idea of what to create and this is what I made. I don't know, it's just used for decoration. Here I have two small crates from Hey. In the first crate I just keep a lot of like stationery stuff, like I have some stickers, some washi tape, pens, mile liners, pencils, all that good stuff. And in the second crate I just have this mini squishmallow, and I also keep some mangas in this crate, and that's pretty much it for my crates. And over here I have a lamp which is from Target, and then I have this Perrier X Murakami bottle. I just have it here because it looks cool. And next to my desk I have this fake plant which is from Hobby Lobby, and it's sitting on this plant stand which is from IKEA, and I know the plant pot doesn't fit, but I was too lazy to go back to IKEA and return it and get a new one. But it's fine because no one really sees it anyways, so I don't really mind that it doesn't fit. Now moving on to this wall over here, I have this white wired photo grid from Amazon, and I just have a bunch of like film pictures, and I also printed out some pictures off Pinterest, and I have some Polaroids and also some keychains on it. So yeah. Now moving on to the shelf above my setup, it's pretty much the same as it was in the last tour, but I'll just go over things on it real quick. So I have this fake plant which is from Target. I have another Funko Pop from the Hello Kitty and Friends x My Hero Academia collab, and then I have this Dior box, a Louis Vuitton red envelope. I have some little bear bricks sitting on this box, and a bubble candle from AliExpress, this mini perfume sample, another box, these pretty fake flowers, some more Perrier X Murakami bottles, and then I have this cool lighter from Palace, and then this candle from Bath & Body Works which smells like Christmas trees. And that's pretty much it for my shelf. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is from Home Depot if any of you guys are curious. Also, I forgot to go over my chair. It's just this pink and white chair from gtracing. It's actually really comfortable, and I love that it reclines really far back because I do sometimes watch movies and videos with my friends on Discord. So whenever we do that, I like to recline this back to get even more comfortable. And this chair comes with speakers on the back, which I don't actually use because the sound quality isn't the greatest, but I just picked this chair because the colorway went with my setup and I heard it was actually pretty comfortable, so that's why I went with it. So that's pretty much it for my setup. I'll also show you guys what my setup looks like night after this, but I just want to thank you guys for watching this, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye everyone! Thank you.